Hello everybody, Mike and Moose here. Social media has totally changed the way that we share builds, find kits, and connect with other modelers worldwide. But is it helping or actually hurting the hobby? We'll dive into this important question next on Modeling with Mike. Hello, welcome back. Would the scale modeling hobby survive without social media? In this video, we'll learn the pros and cons and the actual impact of social media on the scale modeling hobby. But let's first remember there's two sides to every discussion, and same thing applies here. There's two sides to this question. Let's look first at the positive impacts of scale modeling. The first positive impact is community connection through Facebook groups, YouTube live chats, and Instagram hashtags. Now let's take a deeper dive into these three things first, shall we? Number one, Facebook groups. Facebook groups provide global community access. Scale modelers can instantly connect with thousands of builders worldwide, from beginners to experts. Facebook groups also provide feedback and support. Members post work in progress photos and get encouragement, advice, and constructive critique. Facebook groups often share kit availability, sales, and DIY solutions for tools and techniques. Now, YouTube live chats. YouTube live chats provide real-time interaction. Viewers can ask questions and get instant responses from creators or other hobbyists. YouTube live chats provide shared builds and stories. Live streams often spark discussion about personal projects, tips, and even funny mistakes. And YouTube live chats offer community building. Regular streams create a clubhouse feel. Modelers start recognizing each other and making friends. Now, Instagram hashtags. They provide quick inspiration. Hashtags make it easy to discover builders and techniques. It provides visibility for modelers. Even small accounts can reach thousands if they use the proper tags. Instagram hashtags provide trends and techniques. Popular finishing styles, weathering effects, and diorama setups spread quickly via hashtags. Now, the second positive impact of social media on the hobby is learning and tutorials. Instant access to techniques, reviews, and step-by-step guides. Well, let's dive into this a little more. Learning tutorials offer accessibility of knowledge. With YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook groups, beginners can start learning within minutes of discovering the hobby. Learning and tutorials offer a variety of teaching styles. Different styles of content make it easier for people to learn the way that suits them best. It offers visual learning advantages. Watching someone work in real time makes techniques much easier to grasp than reading about them. It offers global sharing of techniques. Techniques that were once regional are now shared globally, making builds more diverse and creative. Learning and tutorials offer encouragement through progress sharing. Tutorials don't just teach, they motivate. Before and after posts or time-lapse tutorials make skill growth feel achievable. Now, the last positive impact of social media I'm going to talk about is going to be inspiration and motivation. Seeing amazing builds pushes people to try new things. Let's dive into this a little deeper. Inspiration and motivation provides constant exposure to creativity. Seeing others work on social media sparks ideas for new paint schemes, weathering techniques, or diorama settings. Inspiration and motivation also promotes celebrating progress, not just perfection. Work in progress shots motivate beginners because they see that even experts start with the same raw plastic. And it also shows that experts have, from time to time, same problems we do. The third thing that inspiration and motivation provides is friendly challenges and group builds. Working alongside others virtually recreates the feeling of building in a club or competition. Fourth thing that inspiration and motivation provides is recognition and encouragement. New modelers especially feel motivated when their work gets noticed, encouraging them to improve and keep building. The last thing that inspiration and motivation provides is a break from creative ruts. When modelers feel burnout, exposure to other genres as well as browsing fresh dioramas, kit bashes, or unique paint styles can spark new ideas. Let's talk about the negative impacts of social media on the hobby. The first negative impact is comparison pressure. People feeling their builds aren't good enough. And we really need to dive into this one a little closer. The first thing is comparison pressure. People feeling their builds, again, aren't good enough. The first negative impact of comparison pressure is unrealistic standards. Social media feeds are full of polished, professional quality builds. Beginners can feel their work is not good enough by comparison. Comparison pressures pit likes against skill. Modelers may begin measuring their builds by likes, comments, or shares. This shifts focus from personal improvement to social validation. Comparison pressure brings a fear of sharing your work. Some hobbyists avoid posting their builds altogether. This creates a barrier for community engagement. Comparison pressure can end up in discouragement and burnout. Constantly seeing perfect builds can get people discouraged instead of inspired. Comparison pressure can lead to fear of sharing your work. Some hobbyists avoid posting their builds altogether. This creates a barrier for community engagement. Comparison pressure can also lead to discouragement and burnout. Constantly seeing perfect builds can get people discouraged instead of inspired. This leads to a loss of motivation or hobby burnout. And the last thing that comparison pressure leads to is hidden editing and staging. Viewers don't realize the difference between modeling skill and post-production skill. Somebody can have just a slick weathering technique and then have a post-production little technique to make it look professional, and the viewer doesn't know whether that was done by good technique or slick post-production. Now the second negative impact of social media is chasing likes, not skills. Builds for clicks versus building for fun. Let's take a little deeper dive in this, shall we? Chasing likes, not skills, puts a focus on popular trends over craftsmanship. Builders may prioritize what's trending. This can stunt skill growth, since the goal becomes reproducing what's popular over experimenting and learning. Chasing likes, not skills, promotes quantity over quality. Some modelers rush builds to have fresh content. Thus, the hobby becomes about content output rather than the creative process. It promotes validation instead of improvement. Instead of asking, how can I improve this technique? Modelers ask, will this get me more likes? It promotes shortcuts and surface level techniques. Builds may focus on visually striking effects that create the illusion of mastery without deep skill development. And lastly, chasing likes, not skill, provides discouragement when likes don't come. Modelers may equate fewer likes with failure. This can push people away from the hobby or make them only build for others' approval. Another negative impact of social media on the hobby is short attention spans. More focus on quick reels than long build sessions. Let's dive into this one. Short attention spans provide a preference for quick content over deep learning. 30 to 60 second clips rarely explain why or how a technique works. Modelers may skim flashy tips, but never learn the full process. Short attention spans provide decreased patience for long builds. Constant exposure to quick scroll content can make some hobbyists feel frustrated with long projects. They may start abandoning kits because progress feels too slow. Short attention spans provide reduced focus at the workbench. Many modelers keep phones nearby, constantly checking notifications or feeds. Frequent distractions can lead to sloppy work or half-finished projects. Short attention spans lead to surface level engagement. Instead of watching a 30-minute tutorial, people skim through short clips. This creates a culture of snack-sized knowledge where depth of skill is lost. And the last impact of short attention spans is impatience with mistakes. Seeing perfect time-lapse builds online can make real-life progress feel slow and messy, making modelers lose motivation quickly when they don't get instant results. The last negative impact of social media on the hobby is toxicity and gatekeeping. Negativity in comments section. And we have to take a deeper dive into that. Toxicity and gatekeeping provides harsh criticism instead of constructive feedback. Keyboard warriors nitpick mistakes or mock less experienced builds. This discourages new hobbyists from posting their work at all. Toxicity and gatekeeping also brings gatekeeping knowledge. A few modelers treat certain techniques or products as secrets, and beginners may feel unwelcome or intimidated as if they don't belong in the hobby until a certain skill level is reached. And that's BS, folks. Toxicity and gatekeeping promotes elitism in subject matter. Some groups dismiss certain genres as not real modeling. I'm talking about Gundam, I'm talking about snap build kits, I'm talking about sci-fi, etc. along that line, fantasy, etc. This creates divides within the community and may drive away new, fresh blood from the hobby. Toxicity and gatekeeping promotes toxic comparison and shaming. Toxic voices sometimes shame builds for inaccuracies, paint jobs, or even kit choices. This turns a supportive community into a hostile environment. And the last point of toxicity and gatekeeping, it discourages diversity. Social media makes it easier for negative voices to spread quickly. If newcomers are shut down early, the hobby risks becoming stagnant because no new blood's coming in. Now let's talk about a balance of all this. Let's try to find a sweet spot in all of it. We have to learn how to use social media as a tool and not a trap. How do we do this? Easy. We have to encourage the use of groups for support, not comparison. It is unfair to compare a beginner's build to somebody who's been building for 5 years. That's bullshit. Gotta stop. We have to encourage people to follow creators who inspire, not discourage. In my opinion, if you're on here putting down somebody's build that just started, you don't belong on here. And we must encourage the sharing of progress, not just perfect final builds. Post that work in progress. Don't just post the final build. I'm guilty of this. And I'm gonna start right after this. From now on, I'm going to post WIP because it shows that we have just the same problems as everybody else on a build. So let's tie this all in a big bow. Social media equals both the highest of opportunities and bottomless pitfalls. Like any tool, it totally depends on how we use it. So, Do you think social media is saving or hurting the hobby? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Always love to hear from you. And as usual, if you like what you're hearing here and you like what you see, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And at the same time, don't forget about our Facebook group, The Frugal Scale Modeler. All you got to do is go on Facebook, go look up The Frugal Scale Modeler, answer 3 questions, agree to the group rules. Once I check all that out, you're free to start posting. Next video's going to be the #1 mistake beginners make before starting a model kit, in my estimation, and how to stop it from happening. So that's all I've got for this. I think I've said enough. And you know what we always say around here, never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. And until next time, bye-bye.